All right, my name is Hector Baez, and I'm going to show you a quick walkthrough of what the site looks like, and also give you a show you how to do things, just quick things. I'm going to be zooming in and out from the site, so I do apologize in advance. And also, everything that I'm going to be showing you today, we have videos on our YouTube page. You're going to be receiving an email from Michael Adani with all the documentation, all the PowerPoints, and all the links that we're going to be referencing today. So do not freak out. We've got over 100 videos in our YouTube channel, close to 40 on the new SharePoint 2013. They're about anywhere from a minute to 2 to 3, the most, showing you how to do quick things like how to add announcements, how to add links to the school links section, how to create a document, and so forth. So it's okay if you don't remember everything that we show you today. So this is one of the sites. Your page will probably look identical for the most part, except for the pictures and stuff. On the left-hand side, this is called the left navigation. Anytime you create a document library, add pages, create a custom list, those are going to be displayed on the left-hand side automatically. When you create something, it's going to add a new heading. It's going to say recent, and underneath that recent heading, they're going to display 5 new items on there. If you want to see more than 5, you can edit the links on here and either move those items out of that heading. You can create your own, but unfortunately there's no way to show more than 5 under that recent heading. Even if you rename it, it's still going to show you 5. So if you create 10, it's only going to show you 5 at a time until you start moving stuff around. Up on the top, right above the label of your school name, anytime you create a subsite, and I'm going to show you those later on, those are going to be displayed on the top. We call this the top link bar. One of the things that I want to point out, I created a bunch of test subsites on here to show you something that you might not want to do, and that is if you start creating one for every grade or every subject department, and you have one too many, it's going to cause users to scroll to the left and right. To us, that looks kind of, we don't want to really do that unless if you have a super high resolution widescreen monitor, then you're fine. So one of the features that you can do on SharePoint is create the top level subsite and then create all these subsites underneath those, and that'll give you that nice little drop down effect. So you can create one called grades and have all the grade levels on there, maybe one called department and then have all the departments on there, and basically it's just going to make your site look a lot cleaner. On the middle of the page, we have a section for school announcements. This is a great area where a principal or an administrator could add just quick little announcements like, don't forget today's a faculty meeting at this time. Next week there's a, don't forget there's a, testing or something like that. And what's neat is I'm gonna create one really quick so you can see what it looks like. When you create an announcement, you have an area where you can put an expiration date. So that's real nice because that announcement will be shown up until that date that you specify. You can go back and change the date. So if you have an event or announcement that you want to use again at a later date, you can go in there and change the date. So what I'm gonna do is add one really quick. So let's say, here's my announcement. All you have to do is add the title, add the body, specify when you want that date to expire or that announcement to expire, hit save, and when it takes you back to the main page, you see that now there's the other announcement on here. So it's really easy. to add announcements and to edit them. So it's easy by clicking on the school announcement link, and on here is where it's going to display all the announcements that you have. And if you want to edit them and delete them, just click on the checkbox, go up to the top where it says items, and then you can delete it. But you can also keep it if you want to reuse an announcement at a later date as well. Underneath the school announcement section, you'll see that you have a spot for a calendar. This is a great area where you can add any events that are going on, whether it's meetings, trainings, days off, testing dates, and so forth. This is all internal, so you can pretty much put anything that's not, that doesn't pertain to the public. Just like your internal SharePoint, you can connect this to your Outlook, and that way it makes it a lot easier to connect and maintain and manage that calendar. There's a button up here that says connect to Outlook, and once you do that, and I'll go more into detail about this later on, but you are capable of connecting this to your Outlook. And let me bring it up to this screen here. So now the one on the left is my personal calendar. The one on the right is the SharePoint calendar. So all I could do is click on an event, drag it, go back to the SharePoint page, refresh the page, and now I have that event on here. So if you're the user that is in charge of maintaining the school calendar, this is the easy way of transferring all your calendar events over. On the right hand side, most of you will probably have a picture of a folder that we put up there as an example, or if somebody from your school came already, they might have maybe replaced that picture with a school logo. It's as simple as editing the page, clicking on it, and replacing the image that you can do. Also underneath that, we have a section here for school links. The pilot schools gave us a list of links that they think all the schools pretty much use, anything from your Edmodo page to IMS to the link to reset your password if you forgot it, or once it's getting close to the expiration date where you can change it. Also a section for Safari Montage, SMS. You can remove any of these links if your school doesn't use them, or if there's some that you need to add. It's just as simple as just kind of like the announcements, click on the link where it says school links, and on here is where you have the list where you can check and remove if you like, or click on new link and fill out the information on here. And once you hit save and go back to your main page, whatever changes you make will reflect on here, so you never have to go to this page and make the changes on the front page, because this is just displaying the links list. And any questions so far?
Will everyone be able to adjust the size of the screen now, like they can edit and delete documents, or will it be only
Specific people, depending on the principal who he or she wants to give access to. But as of right now, everybody in your school, and we'll get into permissions later on, as of right now, everybody in the school, if they know the address, can at least view the information on there. But chances are they don't know about it, so they haven't even seen it. There's there's actually 3 different groups, and they all have different levels. One's a visitor, which is what everybody right now can view. You have members and then owners, but we'll get into permissions later on, more into detail. So going back to the libraries, different documents that we have one called school documents, and I believe after lunch I'm up and I'm gonna talk about the differences between the 2 document libraries, why there's one called school and one's called shared. If you're going to be the one that's going to be transferring documents over, we want you guys to only bring documents that you know you're going to be using. Don't bring everything over, because chances are there's probably some documents that nobody's looked at or edited or modified or even viewed in years. And if that's the case, please don't bring everything over. This is the perfect time to go through and do a little spring cleaning. But one of the easiest way, just like the calendar, if you go to the library tab, there's a little button here that says Open with Explorer. And what that does, once you click on that, usually takes about a minute because it wants to authenticate and make sure that it's you. Within a minute or so, you're going to get a box asking you for your username and password. If you enter your personal number and your password, once it shows up, I will show you what it looks like and what you can do with it. One second, because it showed up on my other monitor. This is what it looks like. So you would enter your information, hit OK, and shortly thereafter, this window will be displayed, and it's pretty much identical to like your My Documents. You can do this exact same step on your old SharePoint site. I believe I should still have access to, I believe the school is Hunters Creek. So you will do the same thing by going to their shared documents or whatever document library you want to transfer over. On here it's Actions, and the second option is Open with Windows Explorer. When you do that, it will open up another window. So on here, let me open up the other one. Come on. You can put them side by side. The one on the top left is the new one. The one on the bottom right is the old one. And if there's any files on here that you want to bring over, it's just as simple as clicking and dragging them over. And depending on the file size, of course, if you do all of them, it could take some time. And just like we did on the calendar, if you just went back to the page and refresh it, you'll see that the item is now visible on here. So it makes it a lot easier of selecting all the documents that you want to bring over, click and drag them over, and within a few minutes or seconds, depending on the size, it will show up on here. But once again, don't bring everything. Go look through your documents and only bring the stuff that you know you guys need. Let's see what else. When I start showing you guys how to create subsites, one of the questions that you have to answer is if you want to use the top link bar as the parent. You're going to see the word parent referenced a lot on SharePoint, and that means that is your top level site, your main page of your collaboration site. So that's what the parent site means. And one of the questions is if you want to use the same top link bar as your parent. By default, the answer is no. You want to make sure to hit yes, because if you don't, let me show you what it looks like. On here I have world languages, and if I answered no, it's only going to display that link on here for the subsite. And if I'm a user that doesn't really know how to get around a website, you're going to make it really difficult for that person to get back to your main page without either hitting the back. But if they don't know that, they're pretty much going to feel lost. So if you answered yes and you go to a different subsite, you see how they're all still listed up here. So it just makes it a lot easier to navigate through your entire school collaboration site.
All right, so I want to hit yes for what's the question that it's going to ask?
I'll show you later on, but it's the last one that'll say if you want to use the same top link bar as the parent site. Also, there's a section that you get to pick what kind of template you want to use. If you use one of the ones that I'm going to show you, and that one of the ones that we created, once you create that subsite, it's going to look identical to your main page. But all like the calendar on here and the links, these are different than the ones that are on your main page. So basically, that subsite will have a separate calendar. So if you create one like I did here for home economics, this is a separate calendar than your main calendar. So you can add events that pertain to that grade or subject, whatever you decide to name that subsite. And if you select one of the ones that is not one of our templates that we created, it's going to look completely different. And once you create a subsite, you can't go back and change the template. You would have to delete it and recreate it. So I'm going to stress that a lot once I start showing you how to create subsites. And that is pretty much it for the walkthrough. Any questions?